This father overpaid more than $13,000 in child support after his son had already graduated high school. For those of you who don't know, child support in most states goes until 18 or after that child has graduated high school. But when this father asked the mother who was receiving that child support for his money back, which he overpaid, she flat out said no and admitted here on court that she simply just kept the money because she deserved it. She deserved it. Why? Well, because she says for emotional needs that she believed he never gave the family.
Emotional, physical needs. I mean, he was never there for my child. It's more to take raising a child than finances.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, the medical bills, the dental, and all of these things.
This mom never paid a dime of that $13,000+. But will she be held accountable? I don't know. Let's find out.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The title of this video is Mom Doesn't Want to Repay $13,000 Overpaid Child Support. The money was emotional needs. Shout out to court watchers. Let's get it.
All right, you're both officially under oath. I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Starr call you both as witnesses. The state will have the opportunity to cross-examine. And again, at the end of the hearing, ma'am, if you have anything else you think I need to know that didn't come out during your general testimony because you're a pro se litigant, I will allow you to testify to it in a narrative form, so long as it's relevant. So at this time, Mr. Starr, you can call your first witness, please. Thank you.
I'd like to call my client, Mr. Guy, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right,
Mr.
Mr.
Guy.
Guy, state your full name for the record, sir.
Stanley Allen Guy.
All right, you may proceed.
All right, and Mr. Guy, will you state your son's name in this case?
Debrion DeJour Williams.
Okay, and did he turn 18 years of age on December 13th, 2020?
Yes, he did.
And did he graduate high school in May of 2021?
Yes, sir.
And to your knowledge, since your son graduated high school, have you continued to have your wages garnished for the purposes of child support?
Yes.
Okay, and was the last child support payment you made, did that occur in September of 2022?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you remember uploading to our case management software a document called a financial activity report that you received from the Attorney General's office?
Yes, sir.
All right, to your knowledge, did you alter that document in any way?
Not at all, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to submit that document into evidence. I emailed it to you and I believe the Attorney General, but they should have it as well.
You emailed it to Belinda?
Yes, I did.
All right.
State has no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, I must have left it on the bench. Can you go grab it for me, please? Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to move off of the bench and move over here. So
there's also
it was underneath.
Okay, there's also the state disbursement record. We're going to just enter that into the evidence as well.
All right, I've got it here. Just a second here.
There's also
it was underneath.
Okay, there's also the state disbursement record. We're going to just enter that into the evidence as well.
All right, I've got it here. Just a second here. All right, here we go. And so I'm remarking this as respondent father's number 1. All right, folks, I know you can't see it very well, but this is the respondent father's number 1. It is the accounting of the child support that was paid to the state disbursement unit in this case. Is there any reason this should not come into evidence at this time, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Williams, is there a legal reason this shouldn't come into evidence, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Respondent father's 1 is admitted. You may proceed.
So they have the state there confirming that he paid, and the mother there is not objecting. So they're like, these figures are accurate. This channel is sponsored by fathershaverights.com. So one of the experts in our prenup guide has over 20 years experience in divorce law. He says most people enter marriages with their eyes wide shut. Everyone is focused on the ring, proposal, makeup, venues, but no one thinks about things like alimony, property division, or custody. Are you a future husband who hasn't thought seriously about any of these things? If so, you need to understand that marriage is a legal contract with serious terms. Signing it without a prenup is like signing a blank 10-page contract. But the good news is it's not too late. Act now by clicking the link pinned to the top of the comment section and join the hundreds of men protecting their future marriages the right way.
All right, Mr. Guy, did you see at the end of that document, the Attorney General's office states that you overpaid child support by $13,476.88?
Yes, sir.
Does that amount seem accurate to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you also remember submitting to our office a document titled Texas Child Support Disbursement Unit Payment Record?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and to your knowledge and belief, was that document altered in any way?
Not at all, sir.
And do you believe the information on that document is correct as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'd like to submit that as Petitioner's Exhibit 2, Your Honor.
All right, I'm marking this as respondent fathers, RF2.
All right,
All
Mr.
All right,
Go ahead.
any objection to RF2 coming in evidence at this time, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Williams, is there a legal reason that this information should not come before the court this time?
No, sir.
All right, RF2 is admitted. You may proceed, Mr. Starr.
Okay. Since your son graduated high school, Mr. Guy, has Ms. Williams,
We've got something on screen here that says the interest payments are $67 per month, $13,464 at 6%.
paid you back any of the overage amount of child support?
No, sir.
Okay, would you like the court to award you a judgment, $13,476.88, to make up for the excess amount of child support that has been garnished from your check?
Yes, sir.
All right, and would you like the court to award you attorney's fees since you had to hire me to get this money back?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you think the court should hear today, Mr. Guy?
No, sir.
I have no further questions with this witness.
All right, Mr. Diamond.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, Ms. Williams, technically you're your own lawyer. I always make have pro se litigants, if they have questions, they have to run them through me because I want to make sure that they're relevant. So at this time, ma'am, as your own legal representative, do you have any questions, Mr. Guy?
No, I don't have any questions, sir, but I do have a statement.
All right, well, that's at the very end, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Starr, you can call your next witness, please.
All right, I'll call Ms. Williams, please.
All right, Ms. Williams, state your full name for the record.
Bertina Levette Williams.
All right, thank you, Ms.
Mr.
Williams.
Starr.
The thief and crook.
Okay. How old is your son now, Ms. Williams?
He's 20 years old.
All right, and when did he turn 18?
He turned 18 and I think it was 2020 of December 13th.
Okay, and did he graduate high school of May of 2021?
Yes, he did.
Okay, now from September 17th, or excuse me, from September 7th, 2011 to September 27th, 2022, did you receive child support payments for your son?
I did, sir.
Okay, and after your son graduated high school, did you continue to receive those child support payments?
I did.
All right, have you returned any of the excess money since your son graduated high school to Mr. Guy?
No, I have not, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Diamond.
Yeah. What are the reasons why you didn't return the money, Ms. Williams?
Good
The
question.
reason I didn't return them, sir, in December of 2020, I was notified by the Texas Child Support, and they told me that my case was no longer a court-ordered case. And they also told me that my son's father was always also notified. So how did I know he wasn't doing that on his own to rectify or compensate for what he wasn't doing for my child?
I'm sorry. So the point you're trying to make is that his contribution to your son growing up was insufficient, and this was maybe a way of trying to make things right.
She thought he was doing this on purpose. I don't know Stanley Guy. I don't know Mr. Guy, but I'll let you guys answer this question. Does Mr. Guy looks like he would give anyone $13,000 out of the goodness of his own heart? Come on, lady, drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel
Drink the
better.
coffee.
Absolutely, sir. Child support only started in 2011. From 2011 before, I was doing that on my own. He chose when to take care of my child.
So it sounds like it's an equitable argument that child support didn't go back far enough when it was initiated.
It did not. We have 9 years where I did this solely on my own. I mean,
Objection, non-responsive. Mrs.
All right.
Meredith.
All right, here's the deal, ma'am. Yeah, that's not going to fly. Again, this is kind of straightforward. Is there any other reason? I'm sorry, I can't go behind the order of 2011, ma'am. So, is there any other reason that you're alleging that happened after 2011 that you should be granted some type of credit for, as far as the overpayment is concerned, ma'am?
absolutely, sir.
All right, what's the reason, ma'am?
emotional, physical needs. I mean, he was never there for my child. It's more to take raising a child than than finances.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, the medical bills, the dental, and all of these things.
Okay, ma'am.
May I ask the witness a
Now they've got me thinking she's slow, and I feel bad for her.
few more questions, Your Honor?
Go right ahead.
Are you in good health currently, Miss Williams?
I am, sir.
Mentally,
And do you have other family members who have health issues?
I do, sir.
Are they close family members?
Sir, I do. We just lost an auntie just Saturday. Yes,
So I take it you help pay for some of the funeral costs?
I do. I have custody of my nephew as well. I lost my sister. I'm raising him as well.
How old's your nephew?
He's 11.
Okay, here's what I'm getting at. You would have to show that it's a hardship for you to repay this $13,000. So is it a hardship for you to repay the $13,000?
It's not, sir, but why should I be obligated to pay
Oh.
something that I feel like I
Okay,
didn't take?
Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. That you feel is not going to meet the legal standards for me to not order this, ma'am. Again, I've got to have some reason at law. I know you're not a lawyer, but you didn't retain counsel. I gave you the opportunity to do so, and I've got to hold you to the same standard. And right now, I'm not hearing anything that's going to get you to a legal standard of giving some type of forgiveness. I'm going to let the states continue to ask questions, but again, you can't. I've known people for years who they don't do it. They don't have a darn thing to do with their kids. All they do is pay the child support. And I've been saying for years, the only thing I can order is child support. I can order it based on what the law says I'm supposed to do, and I can't make somebody be a parent. That's not within my purview. So unless there's a legal reason, ma'am, that the money, and again, I know you're not a lawyer, but I got to hold you to that standard. Unless there's a legal reason for me not to order it, ma'am, then I'm probably having to look at orders. So is there a legal reason that you know of, ma'am?
you guys hear the sincerity and just he really feels bad that he's going to have to hold this mother who stole $13,000 accountable. Man, the bias here in these videos is just so in your face. Gentlemen, be careful where you plant your seed.
It's not, sir.
Okay. All right, you may proceed, Mr. Diamond.
I don't know. There's much more I can add at this point, Your Honor.
All right, then.
So a pass witness, sir.
Okay, anything on redirect, Mr. Starr?
No further questions, Your Honor.
I'm really enjoying this justice. And if you look closely, you can see Mr. Guy, there's a smile there. There's a bit of a smile because he knows a check is coming. Yes.
Oh, this coffee is criminal.
This coffee is criminal.
All right. First off, I got to ask, obviously, we're all sitting in here. I don't think does the state have any witnesses that the state wishes to call at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Williams, do you have any witnesses you wish to call at this time, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, I'll listen to closing arguments, and I'll start with you, Ms. Williams, again. Why shouldn't the court do what the court has been requested to do by the Christian firm in this matter? So, ma'am, thank you. This is your time to make a statement, another statement on the record, ma'am. Thank you.
No further comments, sir.
All right. Mr. Starr?
That's right.
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to reiterate the law I stated in my opening remarks. 154.012 of the Family Code states that if you make a finding that someone has paid in excess of child support, not only can we bring suit to collect for the overage, but Section B states that if the obligee has not repaid the overage, the court shall order attorney's fees and court costs be paid in addition to the overage. You heard testimony from my client saying that there is an overage. The OAG confirms that there is an overage. He said my numbers were correct. And Mr. Guy has said he's not been paid back. And Ms. Williams has agreed with that assessment that there is an overage and she has not paid it back as well. The overage is $13,476.88. And attorney's fees before this hearing began are $5,808. That would make the total judgment, if my math is correct, $19,284.88. And we would just like to request that amount in our favor, Your Honor.
He needs that.
All right, folks. Again, this is kind of a straight out accounting one. What I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm looking at having to find, obviously based under the Texas Family Code, that the money that it appears to be uncontroverted, that the funds were paid to Ms. Williams, and they were in excess of the child support amount after the date of graduation and the child turned 18. So the court will reduce the judgment that unpaid amount. I am going to do a 48-hour return on this one where I can actually see. I need to look up what if it was child support, I know what I would have to do as far as the repayments are concerned, but I'm not sure how this sets up. It's just a straight out judgment, how much I've got to order the repayments to be as far as the monthly amount is. There's still going to be judgment interest on this, and I've got to double check what the standard judgment interest is, because I know the Attorney General and this court has its own interest amount. So I'll have to double check that to see what that is, and that way I can get the make a ruling on what that repayment would be to try to do it over a certain amount of time, if that's also provided for under a normal civil action, and what that amount needs to be as far as covering the interest. And I got to see what the court has to do as far as attorney fees and getting that set up. Is that part of the judgment, or is that something separate? Mr. Starr, do you know off the top of your head, sir?
Off the top of my head, no, I'd have to look it up as well, Your Honor.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and reset this. Let's see, I think I already got a 1045 on Thursday, and I was going to use this Zoom code, but I'll either do it at 1035 or 1130 on Thursday to see what to get these amounts down pat and see what we're looking at. Okay, no, I do not have a 1045 on this Thursday at the general docket. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is move this Zoom code to that 1045 time slot, and everyone can check in without having to go in through the main docket on that day, which, with the 40 or 50 cases we had at that time. So anyway, folks, I'm looking at doing the judgment, but I got to figure out what the repayment amount is, and I've got to figure out what the interest is, and obviously that will be placed in your order, Mr. Starr. And if you can double check that and find that out, I'll allow you to present that to the court at the time, and I'll make the ruling as far as attorney fees going forward. So anyway, I'm taking this under advisement, and I'll see and I'm resetting this for Thursday, Wednesday, November the 30th at 1045, same Zoom code, to make the final rulings on everything in this matter. Is there anything else at this time, Mr. Starr?
I don't believe so, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all very much. And we're off the record. Everybody's free to go.
All right. She has a good chunk of money to pay back. As always, we're going to check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. Top comment here reads, "It's about time these women start paying back this money." Yeah, she admitted, right? She admitted that she received money more than she deserved, which is illegal, and she never paid it back. Now, that excuse of claiming that you deserve that money because he wasn't there emotionally is just making up your own rules. This is not how this works. And just because you've been raising the kid mostly by yourself until child support started doesn't mean that you deserve to get compensated outside of what's legally required of that father to pay via child support just because you feel like it. Next comment here says, so she feels that she should keep it because of emotional reasons. What a greedy woman. Another person here commented and added, the fact that the man had to even hire an attorney shows that the judicial system is broken. The state should have represented the man for free, just like they represent women for free when she filed for child support. Now, why wouldn't the state represent him for free? Well, because in this case, they're losing money. And another reason why people believe child support overall is a scam. Somebody else here added child support, none ex-wife support. I bet that none of that money, this commenter says, went to that kid. Somebody else who says, listen to these men stammer and struggle with their words. She was overpaid $13,000 and she knew it. Now pay the man. Yeah. They were sitting there trying to act like, listen, we can't help you. You're going through financial difficulty. And she tried to conjure up some tears. It's amazing how chicks can cry on demand. They're like, oh, time to press the, right? She tried to conjure up those tears for a second there. And it's not me saying that it isn't a terrible thing to do with the death in the family. It's hard for anybody. But let's be honest. That was theatrics. She was trying to gain sympathy on her side by crying, and they were looking for any reason for her not to pay back.
Mom and Dad were going through a divorce. They had two kids, ages 1 and 3. They were able to agree on everything. It was an amicable divorce. Dad agreed on the parenting time, even agreed on the child support. He was going to pay $800 a month in child support, and in addition, $850 for his portion of the kids' daycare expenses. Work-related child care is what the guidelines call it. Well, he did that faithfully. Problem is, he did it way too long. Move forward 5 years, he's still paying that extra $850 in child support as his share of the daycare costs. Well, the real kicker is, Mom, the way the guidelines are written, was to pay the child care or daycare expenses, and she did up until the kids stopped going, but she kept getting that $850 from Dad even after the kids stopped. By my estimation, Dad overpaid by about $35,000, and I've seen cases even worse than that. Here's the thing. Until you file a petition or a motion to modify your child support, it's going to keep on going. And if it includes daycare expenses like it did in this case, then those just keep on mounting up and you keep on paying them. And there's nothing you can do to go back in time and recoup those overpaid daycare expenses. You've got to file a petition or a motion to modify child support when those daycare expenses stop. Otherwise, you're going to end up way overpaying.
Somebody else who says, a nephew, a funeral. What does that have to do with child support? Somebody else here responded back and says they always tried to give the woman an out. It's BS.
What's up, guys? Child support teacher here. Class is in session. Real quick video about what if I just quit my job to stop paying child support? Okay, nothing here is legal advice. It's for informational education, informational entertainment purposes only. Okay, so if you quit your job to avoid paying child support, first off, don't do it. Here's why. The other side or the state can always easily go in and prove that you voluntarily left that piece of that employment. So any loss of employment that's voluntary, that means that is your fault or you caused it. The courts don't have to lower your child support for that. It's called voluntary unemployment or voluntary underemployment. All right, so they can easily subpoena your employer and get that letter or that record from your employee file that you were either terminated for cause or that you resigned or you quit or you walked off the job. Now, if you were laid off or you injured and lost your job that way or lost your job in COVID, different.
Here's somebody else who says, I also wonder. Right. Here's another person who added, she is probably getting some kind of assistance for the nephew. Another person here says, this case is infuriating. Another person here noticed and says they're acting real uncomfortable about holding this woman accountable. We all saw it. I know you saw it. But in the end, he did win this case. And I do agree with the fact that he shouldn't have to go hire an attorney. No, this doesn't mean you shouldn't hire an attorney. But in this particular situation, the system should be ready to flag situations like this. Think of how many fathers out there who probably never even knew that they overpaid, even if it was a few $1,000s when it came to child support. And from what it sounds like, the state is definitely not going to call you and say, hey, we owe you thousands of dollars, right? You have to fight for it. Well, at least until many of these laws change.
I make $840 a week. Okay, if you guys are taking $1,100 from me, how is anybody looking for support with me? Like, if I can't, I'm not going to be able to support my kids if I can't support myself. And Your Honor, I was making the same amount that I was making 4 years ago. So I don't understand how it's up more when I'm making less, because I was working. That's all overtime. Everything it was all overtime, and I'm working none.
And this calculation is based on your current employment, not your former employment. It's based on your current employment.
I was making more at my former employment. You see what I'm saying? I was making more.
Your Honor.
Calculation, Mr. Pratt, can you explain?
At the request of the court, if I put mom in at minimum wage and $800 a month in child care, which is probably a low estimate, the support goes up to $1,504. Just so you're aware.
Who's the daycare for?
For the children.
They go to
mom's
school.
got to work. Somebody's got to watch the children.
They go to school and she has a husband.
Okay. Well, but then they need latchkey after school in the summertime.
There's two parents in the household.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're 11 and 7.
Yeah, it might be well worth it to invest in an attorney. Just have an attorney consult for this limited issue of child support. Have him run the figures. If he knows the Michigan child support guidelines, Mr. Grace,
But why
The
would
court's
it
gonna rely
change?
upon
You
the
guys are
affirmative
telling me
court,
this is
Mr.
what you
Pratt.
guys ran, and it's 1103. Why would it change if I get a lawyer? That's just more money that I have to spend in the broker I get.
Because you can confirm with the lawyer that this is a very good recommendation. That's what you can confirm.
I already know
it's.
I already know. I either go with 1103 or I get screwed at the 1500. So I'm in a win-lose-lose situation. It just makes zero sense to me how somebody can sit at home and do nothing, do absolutely nothing, dress my kids like slobs, make them. It's horrible, man.
Right, Mr.
They
Grace.
come home and tell me
Mr.
so.
Grace. Okay, Mr. Grace, this is what we'll do. Let's give it. I'm going to pay minimum wage to her, and we'll add in child care costs. Mr. Pratt saying it's about $800. That's average. And
we'll keep it at the
you want to pay
1103.
$1,500, Mr. Grace? Do you want to keep arguing about this because it's going to go up? I can guarantee you that.
No, we'll keep it at the 1103. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to win, so it is what it is.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod to my currently engaged or soon to be married men. If you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.